Okay, here we go. Check out my bookmark. Hello there. All right. You found me, and guess what? We're done with Perlu the Bold. And the next book, I decided I'm going to continue to do reading with Drew, but I'm not going to do it as much every day throughout the week, only a few days. I'm thinking Mondays and Tuesdays. So, the new book I decided we're gonna dig into is one of my favorites. It's more on a somewhat realistic version of a story, I guess you can say, kind of. I don't know. It's been a while since I've read it, but it's a good one to kind of devote and live your life by. It is called The Four Agreements, a Toltec wisdom book by Don Miguel Ruiz. I'm probably saying the last name wrong, but this is a good one. I remember I read it at a younger point in my life. I think it was in my early 20s, and it blew my mind. I was like, this is awesome. And ever since, I've tried to implement the Four Agreements into my life, and things have been, more positive, and just, I don't know, I feel like it's helped me for sure. Maybe not so much in my 20s, but okay, let's read the back here. Personal growth and self-help. It's been over a decade on the New York Times bestseller list. And so here's the back. In the Four Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz reveals the source of self-limiting beliefs that rob us of joy and create needless suffering. Based on ancient Toltec wisdom, the Four Agreements offer a powerful code of conduct that can rapidly transform our lives to a new experience of freedom, true happiness, and love. So, it's published by Amber Allen Publishing. It's, not very expensive, so I recommend getting this book just to have and kind of go over at least once. It's one of those kind of books. So we're going to go over it with Reading with Drew. So I'm excited. It's been a while since I've read this, and I remember the first little story insert was phenomenal. So, okay, here we go. I'm not going to do the acknowledgments because it's just a list of a bunch of names, like how it should be. But I figure if you want to read the acknowledgments, you'll have to buy the book. So, okay, here we go. The first part's called the Toltec. So we're going to find out about them. Let's do it. Thousands of years ago, the Toltec were known throughout southern Mexico as women and men of knowledge. Anthropologists have spoken of the Toltec as a nation or a race, but in fact, the Toltec were scientists and artists who formed a society to explore and conserve the spiritual knowledge and practices of the ancient ones. They came together as masters, or naguals, and students at Teotihuacan, the ancient city of pyramids outside Mexico City, known as the place where man becomes God. Over the millennia, the Naguals were forced to conceal the ancestral wisdom and maintain its existence in obscurity. European conquest, coupled with rampant misuse of personal power by a few of the apprentices, made it necessary to shield the knowledge from those who were not prepared to use it wisely, or who might intentionally misuse it for personal gain. Fortunately, the esoteric Toltec knowledge was embodied and passed on through generations by different lineages of Naguls. Sorry, I'm probably saying it all wrong. Though it remained veiled in secrecy for hundreds of years, ancient prophecies foretold the coming of an age when it would be necessary to return the wisdom to the people. Now, Don Miguel Ruiz, a Nagul from the Eagle Knight lineage, has been guided to share with us the powerful teachings of the Toltec. Toltec knowledge arises from the same essential unity of truth as all the sacred esoteric traditions found around the world. Though it is not a religion, it honors all the spiritual masters who have taught on earth. While it does embrace spirit, it is most accurately described as a way of life, distinguished by the ready accessibility of happiness and love. Okay, so that's a little history on the Toltec and where this is coming from. And now we will do the introduction, the Smoky Mirror. 3,000 years ago, there was a human just like you and me who lived near a city surrounded by mountains. The human was studying to become a medicine man, to learn the knowledge of his ancestors, but he didn't completely agree with everything he was learning. In his heart, he felt there must be something more. One day, as he slept in a cave, he dreamed that he saw his own body sleeping. He came out of the cave on the night of a new moon. The sky was clear and he could see millions of stars. Then something happened inside of him that transformed his life forever. He looked at his hands, he felt his body, and he heard his own voice say, "I am made of light. I am made of stars." He looked at the stars again, and he realized that it's not the stars that create light, but rather light that creates the stars. Everything is made of light, he said, and the space in between isn't empty. And he knew that everything that exists is one living being, and that light is the messenger of life, because it is alive and contains all information. Then he realized that although he was made of stars, he was not those stars. I am in between the stars, he thought. So he called the stars the tonal, and the light between the stars the nagul. And he knew that what created the harmony and space between the two is life or intent. Without life, the tonal and the nagul could not exist. Life is the force of the absolute, the supreme, the creator who creates everything. This is what he discovered. Everything in existence is a manifestation of the one living being we call God. Everything is God. And he came to the conclusion that human perception is merely light perceiving light. He also saw that matter is a mirror. Everything is a mirror that reflects light and creates images of that light. And the world of illusion, the dream, is just like smoke, which doesn't allow us to see what we really are. The real us is pure love, pure light, he said. This realization changed his life. Once he knew what he really was, he looked around at other humans and the rest of nature, and he was amazed at what he saw. He saw himself in everything, in every human, in every animal, in every tree, in the water, in the rain, in the clouds, in the earth. And he saw that life mixed the tonal and the nagul in different ways to create billions of manifestations of life. In those few moments, he comprehended everything. He was very excited, and his heart was filled with peace. He could hardly wait to tell his people what he had discovered, but there were no words to explain it. He tried to tell the others, but they could not understand. They could see that he had changed, that something beautiful was radiating from his eyes and his voice. They noticed that he no longer had judgment about anything or anyone. He was no longer like anyone else. He could understand everyone very well, but no one could understand him. They believed he was an incarnation of God, and he smiled when he heard this, and he said, "It is true, I am God, but you are also God. We are the same, you and I. We are images of light. We are God." But still the people didn't understand him. He had discovered that he was a mirror for the rest of the people, a mirror in which he could see himself. Everyone is a mirror, he said. He saw himself in everyone, but nobody saw him as themselves. And he realized that everyone was dreaming, but without awareness, without knowing what they really are. They couldn't see him as themselves because there was a wall or of fog or smoke between the mirrors. And that wall of fog was made by the interpretation of images of light, the dream of humans. Then he knew that he would soon forget all that he had learned. He wanted to remember all the visions he had had, so he decided to call himself the Smoky Mirror, so that he would always know that matter is a mirror, and the smoke in between is what keeps us from knowing what we are. He said, I am the Smoky Mirror because I am looking at myself in all of you, but we don't recognize each other because of the smoke in between us. That smoke is the dream. And the mirror is you, the dreamer. Ooh, chilling. Oh, man. And then there's a little quote from John Lennon. Living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. So there's just a little, intro glimpse about how powerful this book is, and I just have to share it with everyone, with whoever is on my channel. Watch me be derpy. This is it, and it's been so long since I've read this, so I'm super excited to reopen it and just absorb this wonderful book, because it is good. It is great. I'm like shaking right now. Maybe it's because of the coffee, but yes, it's so good. So I'm excited to read more. So yeah, we're gonna dive in. That was just the intro. I just kind of wanted to do the intro because the first chapter is a pretty long one. So the next recording will be the first chapter. It is Domestication and the Dream of the Planet. So, it's good. I can't wait. I want to read more, but I don't want my videos too long. Okay. So, Reading with Drew, second book, y'all. The Four Agreements. We're digging in, and I love it. And I hope you love it too. All right. Okay, so it is 4/25, 2024. And I hope that you have an awesome Thursday. It's Thursday, right? Yeah. Okay. See ya. Bye.